And you can join the Patreon. Patreons get normally first access ad-free. I'm just late to the pass. I'm trying to get myself organized, but hey ho. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Thanks for being here, you guys. We're going to start with Aries. For these readings, I do all signs in the video, usually sometimes 2 parts. We'll start with Aries. I usually just start with 3 cards. And I'm an intuitive reader, so the messages that come through are intuitive. If you do resonate, feel free to book a private reading. You can find the info in the description. So for Aries, divine guidance and loving clarity, that's my intention with the readings, is to offer divine guidance and loving clarity. So whoever this is relevant for in the Aries collective, okay, so justice is the main theme, or the first card that come out. So this is about rebalancing the scales and obviously having some sort of triumphant win. And this looks after like you've had a lot of uncertainty, like not knowing which way to go, feeling blocked, feeling stuck. 8 of Swords, the prison of our mind, right? Like not feeling like you can go anywhere, feeling really stuck. And then the World reverse is saying that this is part of the stuckness, right? You're transforming your world. You're changing your world. Hello, lovers. You're changing your world. So, I mean, I almost want to leave it there. I will pick a few clarifying cards or additional guidance, but the Justice, it's like, it's sort of just saying everything's going to work out. Everything's going to rebalance itself after probably like a bit of chaos or big changes or just things you couldn't control and not knowing which way to go. And the cards are saying like, don't worry, everything's actually rebalancing itself, even if it looks or feels or seems like stuckness, chaos, or just like you can't move. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. Some of you, I mean, the Justice could be representative of like winning something, winning a battle, winning a court case, getting a payout. There could have been like losses and just turbulence in the home and in your world. And then this phase of just like, hold on, just let the dust settle. You know, I don't know. This is often really good just generally as well. Like if you don't know which way to go, if you don't know which decision to make, then you don't need to make a decision, right? And it's almost like just by allowing yourself to be still, the good news will come in eventually, right? So just sit tight, trust it. Yeah. New perspective coming out, which is probably a perspective, you know, after having had this turbulence or these shakeups, and then this new perspective of yours is a lot more integrated. That's Aries. New perspective this month. This week, pardon me. This week. Hello, everyone. Michelle, what up? And then also we've got EE. Nice to see you guys. It's been a while, hasn't it? A lot of like changes, right? And just holding the fort, holding the line, holding the vision for humanity in essence, right? Staying really connected to the heart. I really appreciate all of you. Obviously, it's so real, right? Like just having the lovers reflect us. So let's move on to Taurus. Let's get into the Taurus energy, divine guidance and loving clarity for people who res with Taurus energy. I've had quite a few significant Taurians in my life, actually. And or often Taurus people would show up when I was going through massive instability. Because Taurians are often some of the most stable signs. Like they just really are stable in that regard. They're shadows, obviously, but they're a sign that prioritizes their stability, right? So, I mean, not always. Rochelle, what up? How are you? Lovely to see you. I'm assuming you came off the WhatsApp because I messaged you there and yeah. Anyway, any sign of the Oreo Meister? Taurus, Divine guidance, loving clarity. Let's crack on with the read. Divine. Ooh. Kind of really clear. This is more to do on the romantic front for you, Taurus. The first message I'm getting from these three cards, so Page of Swords is first, Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands reverse, then the Knight of Cups. It's almost like maybe you're dating and you decide to like cut one off. Fire sign, but the Knight of Wands is in the reverse. The Knight of Wands is definitely non-committal, possibly passionate, possibly a lot of fun, but non-committal. And so the Page of Swords reverse made me think like you're going to cut that one out and you're going to move forward. You're going to probably have another date with a Knight of Cups. This is definitely moving up the vibration ladder. Then this Knight of Cups is in the upright. Or it's you where it's like you've gone through, you've been dating, you yourself maybe have just been non-committal and doing this and that and the other. And then you decide, no, actually, like I'm gonna maybe have more of a committal energy moving forward, and or this is what you're inviting in. I think, I mean, for some of you, it's also that if the Knight of Wands, if you have been dating somebody that's not committal, it's been a bit disappointing. Not like hardcore, deep grief, but and again, in a very general sense, it's almost like just the casual dating vibe just isn't really like serving your emotional body, and so you're letting that go. You're cutting that out. You're like, right, okay, I got to move forward. I got to figure out what I really want, or start to generate a little bit more authenticity within my emotional or dating type of connections. And then you're inviting it in, right? Like, because this Knight of Cups is here. And actually, for some of you, you might not see it coming. I just looked, there's clarifying it in the moon, and moon is like things in the dark. Yeah, you might not quite see this coming. There could be a connection that surprises you. There could be a very spiritual type of connection, quite sensual as well. I'm going to leave it there, Taurus. This is sort of like all at once light, kind of, but there's some depth here, and the depth and potential for healing and transformation comes through this sensual, more intimate connection. Okay, let's move on. Obviously, you guys can let me know if you're like, if you resonate. Okay, good luck, Rochelle. Good luck, my lover, and don't you worry if you're driving. Stay focused on the road. Gemini. Okay, we're going to move on. Gemini, divine guidance, love and clarity. Gemini. Gemini. I don't know why. It's always the Gemini that I start like singing some random theme tune. The original theme tune was something like Gemini, and whatever came out today. But let's go. Let's go. All up in the bounce and flow. Let's go, Gemini. Divine guidance, love and clarity for my Gemini lovers. Phew. Phew. Gemini. A lot of major arcana, King of Cups reverse, Temperance, something here about balancing your emotional energies, grounding yourself. Oh dear, what's this Devil energy? It's like something, King of Cups reverse as well. So this is a water sign energy. Especially with generals, defo, do what you like with the genders. But no, I'm looking at a King of Cups. In the reverse, next to the moon, you're going to want to stay balanced. This King of Cups, I'm looking down, the clarifying card is a star energy. So I'm thinking, ooh, there's some super, I think, profound healing that can take place within this King of Cups energy. However, I'm going to clarify because there's the devil here. What's this devil energy for Gemini? What's this devil energy going to talk? Don't block your sun. What's the moon? What's the moon reverse? There's a lot of powerful energy here. Mother of Swords. Urgh. I mean, Mother of Swords, that would be you, Gemini, in the upright. It's almost like piercing a veil, seeing on the other side of something. Maybe it's like shining light on some of your codependent patterns or shining light on your own toxicity. There's something kind of sticky and challenging about it, but at the same time healing. So there's something, so King of Cups reversed with the star clarify. It's almost making me think like what's been hidden is something regarding your own emotionality or emotional repression. And through this Mother of Swords, so through temperance, working on your balancing your emotions, seeing more clearly, shining light on things. It's like you're seeing more clearly areas of yourself that maybe you've denied. And then, of course, that recognition, the peeling back the veil and piercing it and seeing it, is bringing it to light, which is actually a positive thing. This stuff, of course, is not always comfortable, isn't it? Is it? But that with the star and Mother of Swords upright and the sun clarifying these cards that could potentially be like, ooh, to me, this is a positive turnaround. It's almost, I'm hearing after maybe expressing some shadows, after maybe exhibiting a lack of emotional clarity, and then here like codependency, addiction, control, fear. 10 of Cups, right? Either way, I would say, Gemini, as you approach this temperance, so there's something like clarifying, I would say, in your emotional body. There's a perceptive wisdom that's like being embodied and then like perceived. And I think this is just helping you clear up some old burdens. I mean, the devil energy is here, to be honest, is clarified. It's being clarified with the sun. So all these cards that could potentially be heavy actually feel transformative. They feel pretty light. And then this final card, wow. Okay, yeah, this is this is a great reading. There's like this regenesis, and I feel like once you realize you in this healing regenesis, birthing of a new perspective, it's like you're suddenly going, you know what, I can create this for myself. I can have this. And then it looks like you're going to receive or offer a new cup of love. Very nice. I'm digging it. I actually have no Gemini placements in my chart, so, but in my mind I was hearing, oh, take it. I'll take this one too. Let's move on. Cancer. My Cancers, beautiful, beautiful, lovely homebody Cancer. Divine guidance and loving clarity for my Cancer lovers. Divine guidance. Let's have a sip of coffee first. It's cool. I don't know if you guys saw, but I'm starting to create a bit of vlog content. I've been binge watching a girl named Emma Chamberlain, and I don't know why, it's just so incredibly entertaining and hilarious. So I'm copying her and just infusing my day. And it's just funny what comes out and what comes up as far as sharing, you know, our inner dialogue or just a bit of a flow of what our days look like. And also realizing when you're creating your own content, you get to control what, you know, it's interesting. Anyway, divine guidance, love and clarity for my Cancer people. Divine guidance, love and clarity. So this little sequence of events has just pooped out. Okay. Wow. Okay, so this is a love story for Cancer. You're right in in the main, I feel almost emotion because it's like you're finally moving forward to a new love that you're wanting to put the work into. This makes me feel like really kind of settled. Yeah, the Emperor, like really strong, stable, settled. You're moving forward. You're feeling confident. Yes, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to work on. You're presenting this to this said lover, or even for some of you it's like you're presenting this idea or this thing to the world. This is something that you love. This is like a passion project or someone that you feel lots of love for, and so you're like, no, I'm gonna move in this direction. I'm gonna make this offer and I'm gonna put the work in. So there's something like a powerful energy rising from within you. I wanted to say a powerful power, but like that's how it feels, like this connected will coming through you, moving you forward. There might be a bit of nerves, you might feel, but really part of what's guiding you is like your inner emperor or empress, right? Like you're, yeah. Yeah, and that's again quite clear where it's like now the moon reverse is sort of to me saying like, yeah, you're not in the dark anymore. It's almost like something shifted where you can see clearly. That's part of why and how you know what direction to move in or who to make the offer to or what you want to work on, kind of thing. And for some of you, you could have been in a bit of a phase of, mild depression, indecisiveness, not feeling very connected to your emotions, that kind of vibe. And this was making you feel like, like, which way do I go? And I can't see for shit. And yeah, a bit of like not depression and heavy duty grief, but just a bit of like uncertainty and right. And then it's almost like just how life is weird like that. You just have a series of shifts, which then makes you kind of go, well, that didn't work, or I didn't do that, and now I'm going to just move in this direction. And it's almost like once you start moving, you're going to start to feel better. It's making me think of one of those sutras. It says, start and the pressure will be off. I think most of us can testify that to that, right? Like when something's on our mind, it keeps rolling until once we start, often the pressure of that thing relieves us, right? Like just get it done. I would say all of us, right? Like just doing that is really, really good. Okie dokie. So thank you, Cancer. Let's move on. Right here, right now, I'm literally just thinking of what's the next sign. Leo. Leo. I don't know why, maybe fellow fire sign, but like I have a soft spot for Leo energy, the lions, the fire, the fixed sign. And I think because Venus is retrograding Leo right now, I think the cosmos, as it were, is shining light. Well, obviously I'm a genius, but yeah, shining light on that Leo energy. So people with strong Leo placements are definitely going to be having I think pretty wild opportunities, like almost miraculous type of windfalls and star-studded opportunities for Leos to rise up and be seen and heard. So let's get into it. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Divine guidance, loving clarity for my Leo lovers. Gemini. You're Gemini and Cancer, Michelle. Interesting. Yeah. This is a new beginning. after walking away. And that's part of the Venus retrograde cycle, right? It's reviewing things, it's letting go of things that no longer serve us, sort of thing. For some of you, this could, yeah, for some of you, this could be a really challenging month. I want to always say that these challenging moments lead us to better places, but they're never easy. There's a tower here, you guys, with strength reverse and 8 of Cups. So you've walked away from something incredibly challenging that probably was crumbling or coming down, or for some of you, I'm getting a sense that this is a gig, this is a job, this is a long-standing like corporate job or something that you've been doing for a while, that you could see the foundational pillars start to quiver, as in you knew this tower was coming down, so you bounced, you out. This has been incredibly challenging for you. And again, if we find ourselves to these sorts of readings very purely, then the message would say this is leading you to a really exciting new beginning. As hard as this is, because like your Leo is the strength card. That's, to me anyway, this is a Leo, and this is reverse. So this is not like everything that you thought you were in some areas of life, certainly are kind of like, no, I'm not going to do it that way. I don't want to show up that way. I don't want to be seen that way anymore. Or I don't want to be affiliated with that business, or I don't want to do that kind of work. Or I can see the mirage, as it were, the illusion, knowing that this is going to come down. So you guys have definitely walked away from some really unstable situation. And of course, this will have been challenging. It's saying, again, there's a lot of this energy coming through, I think, for the collective. And so what do I want to say? There's a lot of this energy for the collective about, if you don't know, don't move. Like, as in the Chariot reverse. Yeah, exactly. Like, rather than thinking you have to keep moving forward when there's nothing to move forward to, or you don't know which direction to go, it's like, stop. Balance your energies. Like a lot of the kind of wisdom teachers still, and like someone like Gabor Mate, healing addictions. And I think we're all dealing with addiction in our life, right? Addiction, control issues, power dynamics. This sorts of energy is really helping us rise ourselves up. And there's an evolutionary space of coming more into our heart and coming more into our feeling capacity, as in, so Gabor talks about, like, people would say, like, what do we need to do? What's the first thing we need to do? It's healing the emotional body. Like in my experience, like, we have to love and accept ourselves. We have to let that inner wisdom, inner love, inner light heal our distortion, our separation. As long as we're still denying the emotional body, or repressing or suppressing, it will create tower moments in our world, right? This is something I've perceived, been aware of, done that emotional work, my shadow work. It's that stuff, right? Integrate, and then that you expand, that awareness shifts, and you'll see things, right? This is why some of you, you'll be walking away from something before the tower crumbles. So you'll hand in your notice, or you're gonna end that relationship. You can see where it's failing, where it's falling. And yeah, it's challenging for you. It's challenging for all of us, right? Let's be real. But and that's, again, my awareness of this spiking anxiety and depression in the collective is the incredible dissonance, and yet the knowing, the deep intrinsic spiritual knowing that something's wrong. Something's not right. So everybody's heightened, anxiety, we can call it, to me, there's a discord. That's what creates the anxiety within us. And because our mental capacities are so engaged and distracted, we're all missing the point, right? Why meditation, stillness, nature, grounding, it's there for us, right? It's just, and I can't preach because it's all, yeah, I speak from experience, right? Like, it's just, an ongoing discipline, not a militant thing, but a discipline to come back to the heart, you know. Anyway, I kind of rambled on there, but this is transformation for Leo that's leading to a very exciting, passionate new beginning. And I'm getting a sense that this is really good. This new way of being in the world, this new way of shining in the world is really going to kind of lead you, right? After I think you've gone through a major change. Simply put, major change. Okay, let's move on. My Virgos. Virgo. I have Virgo moon. So I've been resonated with the Virgo energy. Virgo lovers. Love is supreme. Burrito supreme. Supreme. Yeah. Anyone? Do you know where that's from? That's right. Wait, if you don't know, I'll give you a hint. Do you know where this song is from? A long ass fucking time ago in a town called Kickapoo. I'm probably gonna get copyrighted for that. Lives a humble family, religious through and through, but lo, there was a black sheep and he knew just what to do. How do I know the words to that? I don't know. I might have binge watched this movie at one point in my life. Now go, Mars, Salt, and Rock. La 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 la. La 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 la. Wow, what up, Jack Black? It's a movie that Jack Black did with his musician friend Kyle Gass. Where am I? Virgo. Divine guidance, loving clarity for my Virgo lovers. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Someone's coming rushing in here, Knight of Wands, Virgo. Beware, be mindful. They could just tap you of your resources, just saying. Oh, funny energy here, Virgo. There seems to be this Knight of Wands energy that wants to come a swimming on in. I feel, however, though, you might be having a bit of a turnaround with an Emperor. Let's get clarity on the Emperor energy. Who is this Emperor? I've missed being here for sure. I've missed it. You're going to get a message. Or there's an Emperor character in your life that's like Facebook stalking or something. No, there's just a bit of message coming in, communication or spy game. I'm hearing like they might be spying on them or you them. There could be a turnaround around the situation. What's the Knight of Wands, King of Cups? So Virgo, what's going on, dude? It's almost like Wheel of Fortune, and then suddenly all these different people are rushing in to be like, yo, give me your attention. I want your attention. I want it. I want it. Sometimes you can't make up the energies. 5 of Wands. What was I saying? I want it. I want it. I want it. There seems to be this like underlying conflict. It's like you might have a lot of choice. You might be feeling a bit conflicted. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I date this person? Do I date that person? What's going on, Virgo? However, this is a Wheel of Fortune moment. This is like things turning around for the better. So it's a bit maybe chaotic, and it could create a bit of dissonance or anxiety if there's a bit too much going on. Plus, let's be honest, the Knight of Wands is usually a non-committal in and out kind of energy. So I don't necessarily sense you'll be committing to this energy, but there's something changing around like the kinds of energies you're pulling in. I'm not going to lie, that Emperor feels like somebody you're dealing with or somebody from your past, hence a message coming in. And the Wheel of Fortune turning that situation around. And yet, coming in the other side, you've got options. You've got, dates or suitors or people that might want to get to know you kind of thing. Yeah, you might end up closing the door on that Emperor situation. Let's see. Okay, I think it could go either way because you get message. And it looks like this Emperor, even though they're kind of in the shits or something, they're going through something. They've been alone. They've been processing stuff and maybe seeking illumination. Maybe even going to see like a wizard or, not wizard, but like a healer or a therapist or something, because I think this person's going to want a new beginning. Hence where I think maybe you've been dating and yeah, maybe you've been dating and it's fun, but it kind of creates a bit of anxiety, or it's not exactly what you want, or you're feeling it's a non-committal energy. And then you get a message, Emperor. I mean, bearing in mind they're in the reverse, that's what's making me feel like this has not been necessarily a good situation, or this person's not been able to really be forthcoming with you. But then the message comes in after they've been in like a period of solitude and or reflection, and then there's light that can help see them through, which is why maybe, just maybe, they're wanting to give you a new beginning, because I think this person sees you in the light and wants this joyful life with you. 10 of Pentacles, like they see this sort of abundant life with you. Intriguing. That's a lovely thing to say, though. It's like we have a good crew member, Lorna, who's such a gorgeous soul, and she just creates the most beautiful flowers and takes pictures of flowers a lot. And okie dokie, divine guidance, loving clarity. We are going to move on now. So thank you, Virgo. Great read. Divine guidance, loving clarity. Let me know if that's resonating with you guys. I'm always curious, right? When I can know what people, and like, yeah, because it's obviously it's not always resonant, but, and let's carry on. Libra, divine guidance, Libra, love you guys. Libra, 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 Libra. So I have 3 planets in Libra. Divine guidance, loving clarity. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Libra, something worth celebrating. Taking a trip. So I'm getting this message of you might be feeling a bit flustered over a Queen of Wands. Again, do what you want with the gender. I'm getting this feeling of, people that trigger us in certain ways that make us feel maybe a bit nervous, or maybe a bit like, oh God, or overwhelmed. I feel like you might be thinking or feeling into a connection with this Queen of Wands. Libra, Libra. Maybe you're thinking of making some sort of offer, but wanting to work on your pentacles, hence going on a trip, something worth celebrating. Definitely wanting to work on your pentacle there, Libra. There's something about finding harmony in a fairly chaotic situation or tumultuous situation. This does look like a kind of partnership to me, but there could be distance, or there could be a bunch of emotional stuff coming up that's kind of putting a bit of like a wedge between you, or just straight up distance. One could be traveling. You might be traveling. There's some sort of union happening here, Libra. There you are too. Like, it's almost like I think you just move. I want to say rushing towards your dream, or like it's like you're just rushing toward this celebration. But 10 of Pentacles with the 4 of Wands to me could very much be a wedding, a proposal. It's like high level celebration, high level celebration, right? And for some of you, you might travel to this celebration. You might be going on a trip to travel. what's this little cluster, this king and queen, and it could just be like a long-standing couple as well that's had a lot going on. There is a Knight of Cups in there, which makes me think like, you know, one, and then the Three of Cups. I'm like, however, the reason I'm laughing is that the energy I get from here is a bit otherworldly with regards to like, this is like a super long-standing couple, and it's almost like, say, like the queen, like the king's been off on business for ages and ages, and the queen, the Knight of Cups reverse is maybe me thinking of like, I don't know, the queen's been dabbling with the pool boy or something like that. But both these characters are upstanding, so, and she's got her back, so it's not like any kind of committal, but for some, because I wanted to ask clarity about that, and I'm like, oh, Three of Cups. I'm like, oh, so there is three people here, and it's a little bit emotional overwhelm, but but I don't see that destroying anything over here. I don't see that. Like, I think this it's almost like the feels I get is like the king knows. The king knows that this is the behavior of the queen, and he just accepts it. He can rise above it. That's, I mean, she's in the upright too. There's just this Knight of Cups, and there's this, I think maybe the queen might hold space for quite a few people. Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. Probably because like part of me feels a bit uncomfortable about that. But like for some people, if that's all above board, like Eckhart Tolle talks about this. Of becoming a teacher of presence. I've been doing his online course. So he speaks to our modern day relationship stuff, right? And how presence is the key to that ability to harmonize and heal and grow together in presence, right? And then I think at some point, you know, he's an internationally renowned teacher, so there's a lot of questions. And I'm sure people ask about like polyamory and endeavoring to have multiple lovers or relationships consciously. And he was like, he just said like, one, being present with yourself is practice hard enough, right? It's a discipline that we're all endeavoring, I think, on whether we call it presence or whether we call it consciousness or silence or awareness. Like there's this awareness in our collective that's like, oh fuck, I gotta like burn through these sheaths of the pain body, that his language, I call it karmic backlog, or the density, just the density of ourselves, right, to enlighten us. And so what he says to like this idea of having multiple lovers, polyamory, is he was like, well, you have to be really, really present with yourself, and then having an engaged, conscious relationship with one other. That's really challenging too. He's like being really open, being truly present and truly conscious just in one relationship. And he was like, the only way any of this stuff really truly works is that to then bring that level of consciousness and presence to all partnerships. And I think that's often where and how we can get tripped up, and or most of us, I think, are just not realizing how unconscious some of our trigger patterns are, right? So I'm blabbing, but that is what the situation looks like. A very high level conscious relationship where this queen, or maybe it's the king. I actually know people in this kind of situation. Maybe the king likes to have a little dance with the pool boy. No judgment, right? It could go either way. It just is what it is, and that the queen is fine with that. She's got her cat, you know, like weird. Anyway, but not like all of this life is weird. You know, you feel me? Okay, let's move on. Hala, 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 hala. Well, I think it's one of those, dude. I think part of my appreciation for Eckhart is like he calls the bullshit on himself. It's all self-reflective. It's all like we're all dealing with that id. We're all dealing with those aspects of the shadow, right? And Eckhart's teachings have just stayed the same. They're pretty simple. and he seems pretty stable too, genuine, right? But like any of these things, there, of course, there's shadows. Of course, there's going to be institutional, huh, right? Because they become institutional. Because once you're generating that kind of audience and that kind of power, as much light, there will be darkness, right? There is always, however, I get a little bit less denial. They're not, it just is what it is. But of course, to sell and market products, there's gonna be a hook. There's gonna be a shadow. Because we all have it. I'm just like, I'm kind of moving to that space of like yin yang, light and dark, man and woman. As in, these polarities are inherent to the structure of life. Living in part of the, I think, manipulation of mainstream media has been to polarize our consciousness to try to focus purely on the pleasure and on the light and the glamour and like, yeah. And that is like, so now we're kind of polarizing and bouncing around to try to find that centeredness, which this, all the teachings are like, it's not, we can't find that anchor outside of self. Fuck, it's annoying, isn't it? Always have to find it within. Always have to go within. Go to the heart. Sometimes, like, I can remember getting a download. Driving would always be some of the most serene, like, Hala Shazam. I was doing it. It was getting these intense driving downloads that made me be like, I gotta share this. I gotta find a way to like put what's going on in here out there, because one of the sessions in my car, again, I'm just by myself, I start literally talking out loud but in a proper Indian accent, and it was like the most beautiful channeling, and it was so pure, and the messages were so divine. It kept making my heart like, oh, seriously, like. And then here we go. So did we just finish Libra? Who's next then, in that case? Libra, that was nice. Thinking. It's like that wheel, that loading wheel processing. Do you know what I mean? Hiya. Okay, so I'm still trying to get what's next. Libra, Scorpio. Is that right? Scorpio? Yep. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Open the mountain flow. Scorpio! That one, I've been wanting to jump out a bit. Some of you might be putting your work on the back burner because you've got some family stuff. You've got some family stuff to sort out. High Priestess, Intuition, Reign Supreme, my lovers. Something's going on. I mean, we know this. Work, family, it's all often connected. Work life can affect the family life. High Priestess, Intuition. Okay, you might get messages. I feel for some of you, you might be moving for some reason. The Ten of Cups with the Eight of Pentacles reverse is making me feel like you might be moving your home for a job. No, we're at, thank you for that, but we're now moving to Scorpio. I haven't missed anyone, have I? Thanks for the timestamps, by the way. I don't really like, but this is why I do tarot. This is why tarot came to me, I think, because it's always nice to give divine guidance, love, and clarity at the same time being real about the full spectrum intensities and challenge of life, right? No spiritual bypassing here, please, or just denial. So for some of you, there could be a loss. This is just the message coming through. Sincerest condolences if that's actually going on. So Death card with the Ten of Cups reverse and the Eight of Pentacles as in, that would be a significant change for the family dynamic, right? Or experiencing a transition or loss. And that would affect our working life because we'd probably stop working for a certain period of time, right? For some of you, and again, feels and yet intuition, this High Priestess energy is making me feel, one, for a lot of you guys, if this is a death, there's a full awareness, as in the matriarch or the patriarch of the family is in hospital and they're, that sort of thing. And if any of you speak honestly with people that go through a death process, for some instances, there's a bit of a relief. There's a bit of a, now they're in peace, right? Because if there's someone who's ill, who's in hospital, that kind of stuff, by the time they pass, it's over, right? And I feel like crying for some reason. So for others, this will be the kind of more typical light side of interpreting the death card, which is an egoic death and transformation. Okay, this is sort of swinging now, because for some of you, if it's more of a personal ego death and transformation, you might end up walking away from something. I'm seeing this quite dramatic shift of suddenly going your own way, being, as in walking away from your family or walking away from your working life. It's quite dynamic and choosing a new beginning. I'm curious about that. Let me know if that resonates for you, Scorpio. So much love for you guys. Sincerest condolences if there was a loss, for all of us, really. And yet, mega love, mega love. Let's keep shuffling, actually. Divine guidance, love, and clarity. Sagittarius. My beautiful, beautiful Sagittarian lovers. I've had a lot of Saggies in my life and such sparkle. Actually, I have a stellium in Sagittarius myself. My Neptune is in Sag in the 12th house, and apparently Neptune in the 12th house is indicative of sort of psychic, intuitive vibratories, which is obviously real, true from myself. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Divine guidance. Look at the hair. Look at this. Actually, I'm not going to complain, because I think some people might think it's pretty cool. It's unruly, though, let's be real. Stop. I'm just here, Molly. Stop talking about your divine guidance, love, and clarity. Sagittarius lovers, divine guidance and love and clarity. Sagittarius. What do we need? What do we got? What messages we got for Sagittarius? Divine guidance, love, and clarity. I'm here. So Ace of Cups reverse with the Page of Wands reverse and the Queen of Wands. Again, the messages are the messengers. So take what resonates with us. Remember that the cards have no power. You have the power. I don't have power over you. I'm translating messages intuitively, right? And this is the beauty of the online landscape and world, is I can share energy and there's no manipulation or forcing. And yet if your heart is guided to receive messages, then you book, right? But it's a pure scam if you think legitimate readers are going to reach out to you and want to force you to buy something. That's why these readings are just promoting the brand, the work, and getting to know you guys. But then for my personal clients, I recognize the value of being able to channel these messages, right? Because lots of people of this world are not intuitive empaths, right? So the more of us that can share the heart-centered vision and that perspective from our own demographic, right? Not all of us are medical doctors, not all of us are lawyers, not all of us are Scottish fairy goddesses. No. So you guys know, 20 years ago, I went to acting school in the United Kingdom. I got cast, I think it was in my second year, as a Scottish witch in I think, was it Macbeth? Oh, I don't know, and I was horrendous. I couldn't nail it. I don't know when or how this Scottish came through, but I couldn't. And people were like, "Is she Russian?" I'm like, guys, don't make fun. Don't make fun. Anyway, back to the reading. My sincerest apologies to my beautiful Saggies, but there was a kind of like message here around some. And again, the messages are the messages, but for some of you guys, someone's done a bit of a dirty talk, or you've done a bit of a. This could be a romantic situation that went a bit sour. Okay. Uh, Only because it's almost say it's a situation. Somebody initiated a breakup, and the other person is not happy about it. And it's like that unfortunate thing. Have you guys ever been there? I've been there, but where you're just getting like messages of like, but you've got to love me. As in, I've been the one doing the messages, but also received. They're like, but we're supposed to be together, and you're like, or not, but okay. Yeah, it's just, what is life, right? I'm laughing, and I don't mean to make light of situation, because for some of you, I want to give you a big hug because this is painful. However, twice now, I keep looking down. There's this Knight of Wands. Knight of Swords, fast moving energy, pointed as in to the point, clear, obvious, that kind of thing. It's like this is just, yeah, the situation needs healing. So if possible, don't go round, don't go back into this dynamic. Heal yourself, get to the water, get to the stars, get to the earth, whatever. Because I think that Knight is actually a new energy. They're upstanding, they're rushing in. There will be new energy that comes in, but there's some healing that needs to take place. I testify to that as well. If you've ever been in like emotionally abusive situations or toxic kind of, like mentally and emotionally manipulative situations in love dynamic in particular, or like in our families, that's love too. But just like a bruise takes time to heal, like if you're being physically abused, the mental and emotional bodies can take a time to heal. As in like it, yeah. And because of our cray world, like healing happens on our own, and we're more than capable of it. And do you know what's freaking juicy is to come back to a point after decades pretty much where you genuinely are happy and joyful, like just yourself. Like, what am I gonna do today? I don't know. It's like, or when you love what you do and you get joy out of it, and like that's a freaking blessing, you know. And we all just want to count our blessings. So, Sag, there's some healing going on here, and for some of you, if life seems like it's kind of forcing you to be on your own, it's because you're meant to. And there's no, and it's not up to you to go back into these situations and fix anybody or prove yourself to anyone, only because that wheel is in the downturning. So I'm like, yeah, don't go back if you can help it, right? Because once you truly drop into yourself, into this healing space, new energy will come in, messages will come in, potential suitors, fun, lightness, intellectual, vibratores, things that make you feel good, things that make you go, what's that song? Grooves and Ho. What's that song? Are they the same? Do 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 do. I'm hearing all the like different noises. Yeah, no. Do 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 do. Singing a backbone. Do 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 do. Oh dear. Shh. You guys, what song is it? Come on. 80s song. Bring it. Grooves and high. Is it 80s, 90s? I'm like seeing baggy pants and like sneakers and like kind of like Running Man dancing. It's like pretty much like my outfit right now. We're moving on. We're moving on. We're nearly there. Hey, 55 minutes, six likes. Thanks for the likes, you guys. Megaappreciation.com. Divine guidance, loving clarity. Now we're moving on to the Capricorns. That one wants to pop. No, that's too much like the other read. We're shuffling a bit more. If those cards want to come out, they will. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Divine guidance and loving clarity for the lovers of the Capricorns. So I am hearing something major upgrade, major shift, major change. There's some messages, fast moving messages. King of Pentacle. I mean, you're coming up here with all this earth energy. There's a Page of Pentacle and a King of Pentacle. The Page of Pentacle's in the reverse. They're two different. Okay, thank you. I'm getting a sense that this is a situation where there's been no communication for like years, maybe a pretty long time. Because I don't feel like it's bad messages once you get these messages coming in, but I feel like, yeah, like I haven't heard from you in like 5 years or something. The Hierophant though is something, I don't know, you might move, you might. Here's the King of Pentacles. Like, what is this about? Maybe like something to do with that Venus retrograde as well, like somebody from the past coming back just to hash things out and lay it to bed. It's weird. I feel like I'm getting a sense of negotiations, that somehow somebody's coming in to negotiate something with you. Like, hey, I've got to talk to you, and you're like, I haven't seen you, and it could be another Capricorn. And then, what's the Hierophant here? I'm hearing something about like I'm not luck. Like, it's almost like there's this energy of I don't feel good enough without you, or this could have been an energy or you that really just behaved not great in the past. In and out, I don't know, like ghosting. Pardon me, Caps. I feel a bit almost like don't know, because this is like feeling unlucky, basically, around a situation. I need more clarity actually on the Hierophant, because it was like the 9 and I saw the 10 of Cups as well, but in the reverse. Like, part of me wants to say this could be a situation of somebody returning, sending messages and wanting to take a relationship to the next level. But then the other feeling is like, I haven't heard from you in like 12 years or what, like a long time. And so we need to hash stuff. That's what I mean about some sort of debate or like a diplomatic kind of conversation that needs to happen. It's not fun. Neither of you feeling lucky. But to be able to lay down the past, you've got to be able to hash this stuff out. So there's this slow growth. And if this is a page growing into a king, this is somebody that wouldn't have been communicating, maybe made you or them feel really bad. And yet, this King of Pentacle, which could be you, feels like there could be a really joyful life with the person they want to bring to the Hierophant, right? The person they want to create the 10 of Cups with. Stuff went down that maybe made the shit hit the fan, or just put the cup in the drainage, right? It's, hey, Chris, hello. Chris Osborne is in the house. Things that make you go, Is that, no, that's not it, is it? Anyway, I tend to Google these things, and or the crew, you guys will send links to videos. I am closing that Capricorn. I got a bit distracted and I found that actually pretty challenging. Can I get one more clarity card for the Capricorn? But I'm going to get it from another deck, Capricorn is like somebody who's possibly coming in to deliver a message, or you're wanting to deliver a message. Then there's going to be a whole bunch of dialogue and communication to lay things down from the past. And ultimately, there could be an upgrade of your status. There could be a promotion. There could be somebody coming in to make a commitment. Hierophant can be commitment energy, right? So somebody that's like want to apologize and then actually make a commitment with you, because I think I know I maybe made you feel bad in the past, but truly I think you're amazing and I want to have happily ever after, that kind of thing. And now oh wait, this was going to be clarity for that. Yeah, it's almost like you're going to get justice after being in hermit mode. Maybe working hard. Very singular. Very single. And yet, coming out of that. Coming out into that new space, right? Maybe socializing a bit more. Now we're moving on. Let's go. Aquarius. Divine guidance and loving clarity for my Aquarian lovers. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Hella, 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 hella. Weird noises that come out of my airwaves. Like, I'll meet new people, right? Because I'm just myself. It's normal to me, but then I'll meet new people, and then one of that comes out of my mouth. And people will laugh, and I forget that it's weird. And then I have to sort of try to explain to them. I'm like, oh yeah, I short form all the words. Like, see, I'm teaching yoga, right? Like an award-winning Pasho retreat, and I love it there. It's so beautiful. But I'll say that I'll be like, let's meditation vibration. It's like, what the fuck is she saying? Position. It's not position. Asana. Position. Get yourself into position. It lightens the load. Let's be fair. Life is hard enough. We don't need to make stretching a very serious thing. Let's be real. Although we can be dense enough that everything is effing serious. So what? Divine guidance, loving clarity, aqua. I totes res increasingly with Aquarius, because Aquarians, and I have Capricorn ascendant, and a whole bunch of aqua is also my first house. And Aquarius and Saturn Aquarius and Capricorn are both ruled by Saturn, which means my chart is ruled by Saturn. And I'm like, that is super duper like relevant, because even though I'm a bit of a like, wanting people to pioneer a better world for all, there's a sort of sense of respecting tradition, but also being really disciplined. And ever since I was very little, there's that sense of like, this is how we do. What we do. Stop it. Sorry, you guys. Divine guidance and loving clarity for the Aquarius lovers. To thine own self be true. It's true. And then somebody recently, I read something or heard something, and they're like, you know, the truth, word truth is it cannot be spoken, that kind of thing. Like the actual, and we all get this. I think the more we endeavor to share more vulnerably and honestly, we all are feeling this, like, you know, those like multi-dimensional, all-encompassing, expansive moments where you are the whole and the whole is you, and you know everything and everything knows you, and it's all okay, and life is miraculous, and it's just this right, it's okay. In truth. But also, my coffee cup is getting low, so we'll have to have a bit of a panic. Right? We get to have this human experience. How rad is that? Even though, like, last night there would have been moments where I was like, oh, I watched Barbie yesterday as well. Loved it. Loved it. Divine guidance and loving clarity. We're getting back into Aqua. Aqua, you're going to get a message. This is the Page of Swords. Somebody that you probably have not heard from, or you're going to intuit the message coming in, or maybe you're thinking about sending somebody a message. Did you leave Canada? Are you Canadian who also left Canada? Intriguing. Or was that me? I don't know. I mean, I didn't. I just heeded the intuitive call. Thought England was a pretty good bet because they spoke English here, but... Okay, so this looks like you're going to possibly be getting a message from the past, or like a soulmate connection, a familial connection. The Six of Cups is in the upright, Wheel of Fortune as well. I mean, Aquarius risings are the most likely to be getting messages from past people over these next few weeks, with Venus retrograding your 7th house. Yeah, because it's like there's messages coming in from all the angles, and potentially they could all be past relationships with that the 6 of Cups is central to these different energies coming into your world. And it's not like good, bad, or right, wrong. It's just the Wheel of Fortune shifting. So I dare say some of you are going through like a massive review of your values, of what you want, of how you want your home to look. If you're already in a commitment, it's all good, right? The review phase is only going to help you to up level your current commitment and or transform it, shape shift it, right? So yeah, you can have a coffee with an ex, or you can have a brief exchange on an, you know, whatever, all the different messages and on phones, you know what I mean? Like, you might just have a little exchange and be like, okay, cool, nice to chat, bye, you know. But you're definitely grounding into regenerating aspects of your home life, which is why some of you might be calling in a love relationship and or going over a bit of a review within that dynamic, you know, your personal relationships, the romantic and professional and familial one-to-one relationships, which to me is often intricately connected to our home and community life. That's the Wheel of Fortune. That's all changing, and or it's like cog shifting. It's not like a complete tower revolution, but it's like things ticking over. I'm feeling like, yeah, and then you'll get to this sense of greater wholeness more than likely within the home. That's the anchor, is you focusing on, this is how I want to feel at home, and this is how I want to feel in my intimate exchanges, right? And there's no compromise. You're doing a lot of inner work to manifest this, Aqua. I'm feeling really, this is like really solid. I'm going to leave it there. Let's move on. Let me know if that resonates as well with the Aqua Risings, you guys. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Hey, welcome. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for being my internet friends. Do you like I thrift? I propagate, like I actually talk about sustainability from I've been buying secondhand consciously and only secondhand since 2012. And I use eBay, but I know there's so many more. There's like ThreadUp and Vinted and all these other sites, but I'm just stuck. I'm an old bird stuck in her ways. I'm like, I can't be bothered to be downloading more apps. I already use my phone too much. Mostly I want to delete everything, throw my phone in the river, and just like have a hut somewhere where I can like make fires and cook food. You know, if people wanted to come hang out, I'd probably allow it, but um, ooh. So Pisces. Super frugal. Like, yeah, plus although now that thrifting's like becoming cool, I'm noticing that the charity shops to me are ridiculously overpriced. Like, remember the good old days in the 90s when you could thrift, go to Value Village and get like a shopping trolley full of clothes for like $5. You know, because like a t-shirt would be 25 pence. Now, I mean, there's this store that I like would boycott personally called Primark. I'm sure it's somehow connected to like the Walmart, and I boycott those kinds of corporations, but for many reasons I'd look into it. If you're a compassionate human, I would definitely look into where you're sourcing and buying your shit, but no judgment. But what I noticed is that some of the charity shops here are actually more expensive than the cheap ass slave labor mainstream stores. So like a flimsy little t-shirt that would be like $3 from Primark is like $4.50 in the charity shop. I'm like, guys. Plus it kind of defeats the purpose of the charity shop. I'm like, it's meant to be cheap ass. You're getting all these clothes for free. Charge 25 pence, not $5. Like, come on. Plus, I have a pretty rad idea one day. I want to team up with one of my besties and basically get all thrifted shirts and just recreate that. I mean, it's done before, but whatever. What defeats the purpose? One mind. One mind. Most of us that res here are like that too, right? Certainly on some of the levels. I'm like, oh, so much compassion for humanity. Don't you just wish we could just love everybody so much and make everybody realize that it doesn't matter? You're loved. You don't need more money. God, why? Why do we do that stupid stuff? Why do we shit on each other? Why does this economy exist? Like, because so much. Do you ever see that? If like, for as long as I can remember, I would often feel this sort of pang in my heart around men or women of a certain age working in certain types of retail stores, and I could feel like the enslavement oppression, and like that probably like a super qualified person or what and just couldn't find work, and or when you feel or sense people that have gone through like a downgrade, like people that once had loads and then like don't, and the fear and the shame and the anxiety and all of that's like interwoven into our shitty classist society, right? That somehow we've become identified with all of the grandiosity and illusions around us that all fade away. And that when we die, we have to leave behind anyway. So that attachment to materiality I never understood it, especially because when you're an empath, your feelings hurt. So you're not feeling the it's like tuning in. Like I have really not that much to say about a lot of influence in the world out there, because to me we're all just human that are dealing with our Shazam. So yeah, when you're empathic, it's like it really doesn't matter like how much you have, how little you have. The centeredness and integrity and connection within the heart space is truly the anchor and the thing that sees us through, and the authenticity that allows us to shine for one another. It's, oh God, thank God for this connection, right? And that's the thing that's always gotten me through. I'm gonna wait, just focus, MJ. Come on. Pisces, can you believe it? Can you believe it? We made it to the end, you guys. I'm gonna miss you. See, this is what's weird about being a YouTuber type of person. Like, obviously, we're hanging out, and this is cool, right? But so often it's just me. I'm just essentially talking. Oh, guys, I actually trimmed my hair recently, but my word, I don't know if it's the lighting or I've over dyed it now, and it's like losing some. Like, this is just frizz. It's just a razzmatazz. Like, all this is death. Anyway, nobody cares, and I get annoyed at myself for even paying too much attention to it, but it's real. I'm a vain human, just like the rest of you guys. Actually, I'm probably on the upper scale of vanity. I do know people that aren't vain. Although I realize that being down on ourselves is a certain type of vanity, though, too. Like, I'm disgusting, or I'm ugly, or I'm it's sort of like the vanities swing on the other direction. Like, we're still obsessing about ourselves, but just in a really poopy way, rather than like, I'm pretty. Right? And like just trying to infuse your cellular bod with a bit of self love and appreciation vibration because nobody is going to do it for you. If anything, the media and people around you are going to be like, don't be so happy. Have problems and hate yourself like the rest of us. Razzmatazz. I mean, going the cholesterol. I've got a family member who's like, they had cholesterol. No. I mean, I don't even wash it a lot. Like, I literally probably wash my hair like once every 2 weeks. Come on, natural oil. But, so I'm thinking in autumn, let's just sidestep, have a little Molly chat with her hair. I'm thinking in autumn, tell me what you guys think. So you know how this is like quite blonde? I'm thinking that by September, so then I'm committing to this. I'm only going to get my hair done twice a year for micro trim and some sort of dye. And I'm thinking of going more like honey. Although now I'm looking at it, I always do this. Like, I think I want to change it, and then I'm like, no, I like it. And like the last time I went dark brown, because that's what I used to do in high school, was like I'd go dark brown in the winter, and then I'd go like blondie highlights in the summer. But I don't know if I can be bothered anymore. I just, because also I have a substantial amount of gray hair. What? It's called gray hair? It's like these wrinkles. Get old. It's so beautiful. It's like, yes, I'm closer to death. Bring it. I made it to the halfway mark. Somewhat. Like, part of me thinks I'll live to 100. Then there's another part of me that's like, you're going to be out of here by 83, babe. You're good. Sorry. I feel like making love. It's true. It's not. Sort of, but that's the best song ever. It's up there, isn't it? Like, how cool. You're a tomato. Shush. Oh, truth, isn't it? Wisdom. Love, sex, intelligence. Do you guys remember that song? Oh my god. So I just have such a groovy time. I'm like, how is everyone not having a groovy time? And then I remember that like the majority of the world thinks people like me are crazy. Or is that true? Or is that just my own shitty projection? I'm like, maybe everybody loves me. I don't know. I love myself. That's the most important thing. I try. Some days I feel like it's absolute, what's the point? But I know I'll carry on. I shall carry on. I'm like, what, posting on the internet and playing on your phone? Like, like there was a time where our ancestors like built the roads we all drive on and built the homes, and now we're all just living in them being like, fucking hell. I did see. Right? Come on. I'll be in the crone phase. Never. I am forever the maiden. Sorry, I'm wigging out now. You guys got some giddy percolation in my airwaves, so Maybe if I had less coffee, I'd be less excitable, but also we're getting to the end of this video. My apologies, Pisces. Pisces have had to wait forever. We're never going to survive unless we get, I mean, this whole existence is crazy, right? Let's be real. Like this whole, that's part of my desire to talk and share about this stuff, because when we have big egos, we can go around thinking we know everything. And if we're vulnerable, we can sometimes think that the big egos do actually know, but they don't. And this existence is an absolute beautiful mystery. Why don't we embrace the mystery rather than pretend I know what I should know how to live and then fuck it all up. Let's just be free and see what happens. Let's just fuck it all off and be like, okay, that didn't work. That didn't work. This definitely doesn't work. Let's just try being in love with ourselves and life and this planet, and let go of the mental chaos that just has us spinning tires, right? Spinning wheels. It's, what am I getting? You know, the chasing the tail, the hamster wheel thing. We don't need that. We can do better. I say that and I'm like, I live on a hamster wheel too. Like I just wake up, I do tarot every day, and then I usually go outside and I usually do a bit of stretch and sometimes have yoga sessions. Not sometimes, like pretty much do a bit of yoga every single day and sit in quiet, eat food. 3 or 4 times a week, try to go to the beach, go for a swim. What? Okay, let's get into Pisces. My sincerest apologies, Pisces. You guys deserve better. I should have done this like 10 seconds ago, 20 minutes ago. Divine guidance, loving clarity, Pisces. Pisces! I'm getting messages here for Pentacles. Holding it down, I'm hearing. Holding it down. Holding it down, Pisces. This is it, isn't it? What you've been dealing with. Ooh, boy. For some of you, you've probably been, this feels work related, possible. I always want to look at the two angles where it's like you can be dealing with a superior at work who's a bit of a douche and maybe he's manipulative, or you might be in a situation where you're like, hold on, and you recognize something, but you're denying yourself that that's going on. It's a hard one, you guys. I know, especially in the love light spiritual bubbles. It's like we want to be really like, see the light in everyone and see the good in everyone, but we can unfortunately end up denying ourself, denying our intuition, because we want to see the best or we want to believe what the person is saying. But in this context right here, right now, this King of Swords is in the reverse. The Seven of Swords is clarifying. So I would say, if you're feeling something off, it off. Because this King of Swords is not telling the truth. That's what I'm getting here. There again, when these sorts of energies come up, it has to be really, really resonant, I would say, for you to even consider booking private readings, right? Because and that's where I would say, like, with the dailies on Insta, I try to encourage people, like, it's only when you're feeling after maybe 3 or 4 reads, like hold on, there's definitely some kind of resonant theme, and then that can prompt. I'm intuitive, right? So I want everybody, I want everyone else to be like me. You know, I mean, like, don't trust your intuitive guidance, right? Trust yourself. So Pisces, let's get a bit more. There is the Lovers underneath the deck, which makes me feel very much like you're being guided. So either way, this is a situation you will rise. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is also possibly business related. This is why you're feeling like you have to kind of keep it tight or keep it close to your chest. Be mindful. This is somebody possibly who would like steal ideas from you, for example. Who's this King of Swords? This feels like somebody who like keeps an eye on you maybe online or like watches your stuff. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air sign. Mentally masterful, or they certainly give you that impression. This could be an ex for some of you as well. That's hence like spying on you or maybe saying things that will put you down. I think the most important thing here is to just lay it down, let it go. As in, trust yourself. Do not, right now anyway, I would say it feels like it's just important to trust yourself and actually just don't listen to other people. This is where all the, it's like, what am I trying to say? Like, I think life sometimes will force us to be on our own because we have to be, like, to find clarity and truth within and centeredness and groundedness. Sometimes, for whatever reason, we'll go to different parts of life, and doing that with other people's thoughts and other people's opinions isn't gonna work. So we have to shut it out, put it in a coffin, lay it down, close it, we're done. We're not talking about that anymore, kind of thing, right? And the reason we do that, because some people are in unconscious shit cycles. It's not up to us to go in, but once we suss someone's lying or not telling the truth, boom, shut it down. You don't need that, right? How can we get anywhere? How can we build buildings if there's faulty, toxic foundations, right? How can we? And it's all reflective. It's all as above, so below, as within, so without. The structures, everything around us is reflecting aspects of self to oneself. That's why it's sort of trippy in that regard, is that the mainstream narrative and a lot of the media in as such has sort of reflected back to us a unified field, one world with all this stuff going on. And yet the distortion is that it dissociates us from the present moment. Our world, my world, and then the world out there. But that world is the trees and the plants and my home. As much as there is an aspect of reality on these phones and they're still not in the present field, right? There's a dissociation, there's a disconnect, right? Even though it's still within the unified field, because we know that we're connected in the quantum. We know that we are one body in that quantum field of co-creation. That's why we have to let go of thinking we're in control or thinking that I know what to do, because like that's no, that's part of, I think, the awakening or the ascension, descension, ascension, whatever, just being more whole and healthy and happy. Has a lot to do with relinquishing control. And as much as I personally, because I've been attached to that kind of mission orientation for a while, it's most of my adult life, relinquishing that, you do have to grieve it, because our egos can be pretty wildly attached. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do all this good stuff. It's not, and it's not putting me down. It's removing the egoic projection, which is always going to lead me astray. Rather than happy heart, happy life, happy moment. So, if I can do a little tucka and bring some joyful vibratories into my cells, then we're winning. Mark, halla, Mark Pilarchik. Welcome to the station, Mark. Mark is one of our moderators, as you can see, and longtime crew member and internet bestie. So let's see. And Rochelle and Mark have been longtime crew members, actually, let's be real. We've been hanging out for like 6 years, 5-6 years sort of thing. So it's great to be here. I'm glad we caught Mark. And again, normally I would do these, right, but I'm shape-shifting that a bit. Oh, the frizz station vibration is causing me a jubilation. I don't... All I need to do is actually like put something in it to make it this. Oh, do you know Scott Setzela, another internet bestie? Scott Setzela, and I've not replied. I've been a bit shit with the replies this weekend, but what was I gonna say? Argan oil. So Scott Setzela recommended argan oil, and I do know of it. I've spent a considerable amount of time in Morocco, and they make it up in the mountains there, and oh, suddenly I'm like, nobody cares. Like, shut up about your hair and finish the reading. Yeah, but argan oil could work, and some, do you ever get to that point with your hair? It's like it's just so dry and dead that I feel like nothing would actually help it other than work, and then, or should I cut it? No, definitely don't do that. You regret it every time, MJ. You don't want to cut your hair. Divine guidance, loving clarity. So we were in some juice with the Pisces here. Pisces, laying something down. I think this is just a collaborator, somebody you're working with, possibly an ex that you're just done with. They lie. Or it's just never freaking clear. So you're like, you know what? I can't even be dealing with that. If it's some sort of business affiliate, I'd be extra mindful, because again, this is somebody that could steal your ideas or could Lorna in house. We just did a high five to the Mark Pilarczyk and to the Rochelle. We got the original crew vibratory here. I was just saying to Mark about we're shape shifting the crew. I super love and appreciate you guys and your ongoing support and friendship, and how I'm still like working out. Yet hence where I'm live. Normally I would only post these to the Patreons first. But I'm still navigating, how to, like, maybe, for example, I'll do the weekly live shares, and then every month our Patreons will get, obviously, the collective patron reading, first access ad-free to the monthly readings, first access ad-free. Oh, and that was another bit. So the higher tier, that's where we would probably do the live shares, like where I go. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how it all came to be. This is all came to pass. And then it was Mark specifically who was like, why don't you just like create a crew so you don't get hounded by the trolls? And I was like, that's an idea. And I only recently, at the beginning of the year, kind of shape shifted where I was like, I didn't feel like I could sustain that. And then eventually I was like, okay, here we are. You guys don't care. I'm blabbing on and it's annoying. Let's finish the Pisces reading. You guys feel me. I'm happy to be here and I really love you and I'm super duper appreciative. Okay, divine guidance, love, and clarity. And again, you guys, if you want a reading, EFT, or yoga session, please feel free to book it on the website. Divine guidance, love, and clarity. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. I'll kind of let that flow. Okay, so it's almost like saying here too, pardon the rambles, Pisces, but we're going to get there. So this is like something you're laying down. Any hesitation, fear, concern about walking away or putting a nail in the coffin of this person who's lying, or somebody who you think might be stealing ideas, or something really kind of weird and you're not sure, lay it down, put it to rest, because as you walk away or really shut down that connection and come back to yourself, that's when you're going to manifest the seeds you've been manifesting, essentially. All right. We finally got there, Pisces. I thank you. Thank you for your patience, you guys. Hi, Wid. Nice to see you, and come back again soon. Let me know if you like the live. Maybe we do like a Sunday sesh, and keep the live Sunday readings. Those of you who are patrons, please let me know how you feel I could best serve. Now there's the $5 Patreon, which is just first access ad-free, which means anything I create, I put in that list. And then the 22 tier, first access ad-free with the live shares. So you would get a link in your Patreon to then access the live shares, right? So, but the reason that's a higher tier is that it requires that little bit higher financial commitment, which then is the commitment, right? To continue to share and noodle. Michelle! Exactly. Pass on initiative business. Like and subscribe. Thanks, Lorna. Oh, you guys are the best. That's Pisces. That's me. That's Sunday. It's 7 in the morning. It's raining. It's been raining for days here in the UK, but we gotta love them. Quantum hugs! What? Virtual hugs! Virtual hugs! I love you guys. What is it? Let me look. Let me find it. So yeah, my apologies, Rochelle. I kind of, not gonna lie, it all got a little bit messy for me. I honestly, like, I had to send like a few different emails to people because I really let people down. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dropped the ball a bit on the live share crew, and so that's why I'm so thankful for your guys' patience, right? Because as I reorient, I'm like, and it was I had a proper like business consultation with somebody here in the UK, and to be like, what, how do I, and they were the one who were like, okay, you need the patrons for just people that want a little bit more of you, and then that kind of higher tier for that more commitment. And then obviously people that book sessions are proper committed, right? They want to do yoga every week. They really want to show up because I'm really flexible, and obviously there's a fair amount of expertise with the breath work, meditation, and conscious movement. So I tend to come from like a functional movement thing. Yeah, and then the tarot. So if you, can you guys even hear that? I'm probably blocking off my thing. And I really wanted to, oh yeah, I wanted to put, so no, Rochelle, so I basically dissolved the, how do I make a chat? How do I chat in the chat? I wonder, so basically the Patreon account is Patreon, patreon.com/AltaLoveTV. This is the channel you're watching now. I don't think it's linked right this moment, but when I get back in the system, I can link it in the description. I'll put the Patreon account. It's the same, but there's one less option. There's one less tier. So it's just $5 because I think having that lower end option is really important for people. And then there's the 22. And the 22 option is what will get us into these sort of live share, just like this, but you're notified through the Patreon. And then both of those tiers will get first access ad free. I'm still working it out. My apologies for those glitches, though. For those of you that are paying, I again appreciate the patience. So have a great day, you guys. We can hear it. You. Thanks, guys. Oh, Rochelle, I canceled that. And I would love it if you wanted to double check, because on my end, I canceled all of the subscriptions for live share, my lover. So please do double check, because if that's the case, I would love to reimburse you. I'd of course welcome you back into the Patreon, and because there's a $22 option, but double check that you've not been being charged for live share, because I would have March, April, May, in those months time scale, I canceled everybody's subscription. So as far as I'm aware, I'm not getting any live share crew subs. So double check. And then if you want to reconnect it, it's the same, but now in Patreon. Patreon does some work for me. Plus it's helpful for me for boundaries. I'm trying to work on the boundary thing, because then I get overwhelmed and take it out on my friends. It's not cool. So thank you guys. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Rochelle, I'm pleased. So yeah, let me know if I owe you any reimbursement for that. But of course, if you want to join us in Patreon, I'd love to have you, any of you. And mostly just have a great Sunday, you guys. Have a great week ahead. Let me know when and how and if that resonates. And do all the things. Feel free to share the video with your friends or people you think that might be useful. Subscribe. Is this the Silva technique? No. Desilava Dobreva. No, I've not. And let me put that name in. Keep an eye out for my new, actually, I'll do that as well. So when I finally complete the vlog, I'll share it with my Patreons first. Just want to, because when you have patrons, you just want to make sure your patrons get a little bit extra juicy juice. You know what I mean? Like get some perks and some, but at the same time, as a content creator, you're aware of making sure that you can still manage everything on every, because some of my biggest lessons have been like, oh yeah, consistency is huge. What am I doing? Hey, that way. Thanks for being here. Okay, I'm going now, you guys. I'm just getting that name down. It's kind of a weird one, so I wanted to make sure. Have a beautiful week. Thank you for being my friends. I cannot wait to see you guys real soon. Peace out and take care. Love you, guys. Love you. That was that was a blend between love you loads and love you guys. Love you, guys.